away tonight.
The shot was after the bell.
I dropped Lewis, I beat him up, and I was getting a knockout.
Look, that's not the way I want to win a fight.
I've got to be honest with you, I want to see it again.
Alright people, how are we all doing? Before we talk about today's topic, two things. First of all, if you haven't already, have a look there on screen. If you could, please hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. It really helps with the channel. We're trying to boost the numbers, trying to get to 30k as quick as we can. That would mean the world to me. What also meant the world to me was, God, they had a live last night. It was just crazy, man. I still can't quite believe it. It was yeah, I literally got back to my flat at about midnight last night, and I mean no sleep. I was like, no sleep. It was not gonna happen. It was one of them. It was, thank you to everyone who was there. Me and Dev, Mel, Spencer Oliver, and obviously David Alaye, who was on stage with me, and he pulled me up for not, acknowledging the fragrance he was wearing. So apologies. It was quite nice. I will tell it. It was quite nice if David Alaye is watching. You'll see that in the video. He does pull me up on not noticing his fragrance. So if you're watching, it was quite nice, David Alaye. I will admit that. It was lovely. But no, honestly, everyone who got a picture with me last night, I appreciate that so much. So many people saying so many nice things. It was just, I really didn't think, when I know it was at a show, but when I was out there, I just got such a cheer, and it was just like, oh wow, people actually, it's just crazy. Honestly, it was yeah, it was mega. Maybe, certainly professionally, best night of my life. Maybe in general, maybe it was. It was just something else. It really was. So thank you to everyone. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Let's talk Deontay Wilder. Let's talk Deontay Wilder. We do love talking about Deontay Wilder on here, don't we? We do. He's one of the OGs who we've talked about for many years on this channel. And given what he's saying in this TalkSport article, maybe we'll be talking about him for many more. Deontay Wilder sets shocking retirement date as he eyes Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou showdown. Of course he does. I just can't believe this. Deontay Wilder still believes he has a decade left in boxing. Wilder, 39, he's 40 next month, has faced a lot of calls to retire over the last few years following a steep decline in form. I mean, it's dropped lower than an old man's you-know-what, right? The Bronze Bomber has looked a shadow of his former self since the conclusion of his grueling trilogy fight with Tyson Fury in 2021. Wilder left a lot to be desired in unconvincing displays and convincing defeats to Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, respectively. However, he was able to get back in the win column with a win over Terrell Herndon. We all know who he is. Nope. Yeah, neither did I. In his most recent fight. In light of his return, Wilder now believes he's capable of boxing until he's 50. I got 10 years left, Wilder said during an appearance on the Ariel Hawali show on Wednesday night. And by the way, we were going to have sarcasm overload in what he said here, because I've already read and glanced through it. Yeah, for those of you who don't like the sarcasm, look away. We're going to have sarcasm overload in here. Will I commit fully to that or not? I got 10 years left to do what I got to do to enjoy myself while I can in this little moment of me being here. And I'm going to have a damn good time doing it. Most definitely, I can box till 50. You got to understand, in the heavyweight division, we tend to get a little bit longer than the rest. Not till 50. You're 40 next month. Being the bigger guys, the division is not as packed as the smaller divisions. We don't take as much damage as the smaller guys. Most smaller guys, their careers are done by like 30. You see Bernard Hopkins, he went to 45, 50. You got the heavyweights, they go a little bit longer. Not to 50, as I said. I got into this business at 21. So right now I feel that I'm a veteran. I just got into the groove of things and understand certain things. It took you 19 years to understand and to get into the groove of things. So you're telling me 28, 29-year-old, 32-year-old Deontay Wilder wasn't in the groove of things, but now at 40 you are. Okay. I believe you. 1001. I'm not burnt out at all. Really. Sure as hell looked burnt out to me a couple of years ago. I feel great, you know what I'm saying? Of course, age is what it is, but we get older every year. We can't change the facts, we can't change that factor or things, it's just the way life is. But age is only a number. Fair enough, yeah. If we went off what we feel, then a lot of us are real young. Some of us would be young and feel old. It's a beautiful thing to be where I am in this place, in the mindset, and I'm ready to go. When is Wilder fighting next? Wilder revealed his intentions to fight at least once before the end of 2025, or even twice. It's unlikely to be twice. Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua were at the top of the Tuscaloosa punchers list. Wilder insisting that talks are warming up with the former UFC, or are warming up with the former UFC heavyweight champion. My interest is high. I'm ready to go with anyone. If Francis is next, let it be, said Wilder. Francis has got the heart. He's an MMA champion, two strong guys, and we want to test our power against each other's faces, so I'm all in. Is there anything else? No, there isn't. That is the end of the Talk Sport article. So let's just dissect this. I'll start with the Ngannou talk, because it seems like that's the one he's really keen on. Although Anthony Joshua is coming back next year, Eddie Hearn has spoken about pushing his retirement date maybe to 27 instead of 26. Okay. Now, if AJ comes back, and Eddie Hearn talked about AJ having essentially a comeback fight. Right now, with the way Wilder's looking in comparison to AJ, we don't know how AJ's going to look, in fairness, to coming back from the Dubois loss, but he can't look as bad as Wilder's looked over the last couple of fights, even against Terrell Herndon, who he won. That he looked slow. He just looked old. That's the best way. So he just did not look good in that fight. The power wasn't there. I mean, he was dropping Herndon with left hooks, and Herndon's been stopped early before. He's dropping him with left hooks. When do you ever see Wilder even like remotely use the left hook, much less drop someone with it? Because off the top of my head, and I've seen most of Wilder's fights, I can only think of him dropping Molina with the left hook, and that wasn't even a knockout punch. It was just a knockdown shot. I think it was in round 4 or 5 of their fight. So Wilder in the right hand, it just seems like there's nothing there. So I think if they made the fight next, I'd be saying Joshua wins handily. He bullied Wilder, he pushed him back. He did basically what Fury did, basically. And I think he maybe not do it as well as Fury did in the second fight, but he'd probably still have an easier time because Wilder was just so far gone. As for Ngannou, I think Ngannou as well, he ragdoll Wilder in terms of physical strength. They're both big fights. They both make Wilder a lot of money. And that seems to be the route he's going down now, money as opposed to chasing titles and stuff like that. So it does make you wonder, is he okay outside of boxing, financially? Is there anything, gone awry there or something like that? We don't know. But yeah, the Ngannou fight, I would say, is, for me, from the outside looking in, 50-50. And I mean that, and I kid you not, I mean that. It's probably 50-50 because Ngannou, as limited as he is, as open as he is, Wilder's not letting that right hand go at all. And you're able to bully him now more so than ever. And Ngannou would ragdoll Wilder up and down that ring. The question is that could Wilder find that right hand? I don't think he can. I mean, you're in there with Terrell Herndon, and if you're talking about the Wilder who fought Luis Ortiz first time, the Wilder who fought Dominic Brazil, that fight's not going a minute. The fight went 6-7 rounds. Wilder just can't let that right hand go with the same power, velocity that it has now. It's just not there anymore. And I think for that reason, Ngannou will be able to land. He'll have that wide open defense, which it is wide open. It's ridiculously open. But I just don't think he'd be worried. I really don't. I think that Wilder he's lost that element of fear. Because people didn't necessarily fear him, the person. I think they feared the right hand, how fast it was, how powerful it was. It's like that. They feared that. And you'd be thinking in there. I'm sure those fighters were in there thinking, as easy as it might be to outbox him, it's just that, and it's over. It's done. I don't think that fear factor is there anymore. And for me, I look at that and I think, Ngannou is just going to be like white on rice. It's going to be all over you like a bad smell. And that's why I make that fight 50-50. And I looked at Joshua handled Ngannou handily. Fury should have done it handily. But Wilder, I honestly, I wouldn't, if he lost, I'd be saying, okay, fair enough. I wouldn't even be shocked. I wouldn't even be saying it's a massive surprise because I see it as 50-50. I really do at this stage in Wilder's respective career. I think he's shot to bits. I really do. In terms of him staying on till 50, again, why? Why would you stay in a sport like boxing until you're 50 if you don't have to? That says to me that there could be some issues outside the ring in terms of finances. Wilder's not staying until he's 50. That's just Wilder talk. Like, Wilder says so many things that it's just completely contradictory, or it's completely just ridiculous. You know, I mean, he's saying at 21 he's now a veteran. Yeah, he's a veteran now at 40, but now he's only getting into his groove. What? This is a guy who kept repeating, you know, after he lost to Parker, oh, I've got my fire back, got my fire back. It looked actually, he looked even worse against Zhilei Zhang. Like, there was even less fire there than there was against Parker, of which there wasn't much. So again, for me, it's like, mate, you're done. You know, you're done. It's as simple as that. And I think if you want to have those big money fights, get a cash out fight, fair enough, get a cash grab. But that's all it's going to be, a cash grab. You ain't sticking around. Like, you ain't, like, Wilder had his moment from 2015 to 2020. That was Deontay Wilder's moment. That was when he should have made the fights against Anthony Joshua. To be honest with you, I think that's the time to make the fight. He didn't make it, and, you know, he fought Tyson Fury, thought he was, you know, getting a nice soft touch. He didn't, and he's never been right after. He's never been right since. So, you know, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Wilder saying he's going to stay on until he's 50 and targeting Joshua and Ngannou. What are your thoughts? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope, as always, you enjoyed the video. People, smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, all of that good stuff if you haven't already. Until next time, people. Peace.